Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tarot Juice. Thank you for tuning in again. And in this one, we're going to be looking at the energy forecast for the air signs from mid to late June. So we're looking at Gemini, we're looking at Libra, we're looking at Aquarius. We're going to see what you pioneers of the mind, what energies you're working with right now, and what specific lessons you can take on to further your spiritual growth and evolution at this present time. So without further ado, we're going to be starting with beautiful Gemini, as this is the first air sign in the zodiac cycle. You beautiful, curious people, always learning from your experiences, always making us curious to do things, to be places. Oh, hello. All right. Wow, this is a beautiful story. So I'm just going to stick with this story. And we're also going to be taking out an oracle. This is a surrender oracle. So it just gives us an idea of what is the best thing to surrender at this present time. And what we mean by surrender is just to let go of our attachment or our control so that the universe can take over as well. Remember, life is not meant to be completely lived out and controlled by you. There is another creative force behind all of this that knows what you need to do before you even know what you need to do. So this just gives us an idea of what is the best thing to surrender at this present time in accordance to your spiritual evolution. Come on, Gemini, beautiful Gemini. We're gonna go with the top one. Wow, love that. Alrighty, so this is the first card that's come up, the Four of Swords. A constant reminder to, for the lack of a better term, surrender. Surrender your word so that the word of the higher can come through you and speak through you, right? This is the most important thing here, is to and this is also a great sign that you are continuing to establish a connection with your higher self. You are continuing to establish a connection with all that is, and you're allowing that to work through you and move through you and your actions and your words, okay? And that's the most important thing here. Remember that you are a physical being, you are a vessel for that higher energy to embody so that it may perform through you and create what it needs to create and fulfill what it needs to fulfill through you as the human being. So this again is a constant reminder to keep on doing that, to keep on fostering this connection, because it's getting stronger. And the stronger it gets, the easier it's going to be to maintain that connection. So I see that you have surrendered a little bit. You have given yourself a little bit. You have taken the time to be patient and observant and aware and tolerant, right? And that's the most important thing here, is that sometimes instead of being proactive, which is the masculine, which is the yang, we need to be observant, which is the feminine, the yin, right? And a lot of the times when we are in our feminine, it allows us to come into our masculine more strongly because we know exactly what needs to be done. And we're focusing all of our energy into that. And this is really helping propel you to the next stage of your life. So the next card that we have is the Ace of Wands. This is fire, baby. This is pure, unadulterated passion and creativity that is now embodying you, that has found you because you have made space for it. You have decided that it is now a priority to really align yourself with who you really are and what your true purpose is. And this is allowing that energy to find you and move through you and dictate your words and your actions. Consider this a very pivotal point in your journey in terms of really living out what you are meant to live out here in this physical plane, in this current lifetime. It's beautiful. You see what you want to achieve. You see what's ahead of you. But you're not right now. Instead of it being the brainstorming phase, which is coming soon because that's what's in the next card, right now it's fully living and embodying whatever it is that you're passionate about, so that that energy can move you forward, that motivation can move you forward. There's a spark, there's an intensity, and that's the energy you need to continue on doing what you need to do, and to also have the energy and the trust and the confidence to do what you need to do, right? Because a lot of the times we know what we need to do. Our inner voice constantly tells us we know what we need to do, but then there isn't that support or that confirmation to do it, that this is the right path. Well, hey, you have become your own source of affirmation. You have become your own confirmation. By you thinking that this is what you need to do, that is simply what you need to do. This is the simplicity and the ease that we're supposed to be living life. Whatever thought comes to you is meant for you. That's why it has come to you. And you have the necessary capabilities and the necessary awareness to see it through as well. So what beautifully follows the Ace of Wands is the Two of Wands, which is the next step in the journey of fulfilling one's purpose and truth. And it's the brainstorming phase, it's the planning, it's the strategy. You see what's ahead. You see what specific thing you want to achieve. You see the set of goals, right? It's time to get smart about those goals. How are we going to achieve them? What discipline do we have in place that's going to be the foundation for us to achieve this, right? You have to look at what works and what doesn't. And you have to be very sturdy, and you have to be very, very stern with yourself about what isn't working, and you have to change that. What's keeping you in a state of complacency, and what's making sure that you develop a long-term sustainable future, right? So, all in all, you have surrendered yourself a little bit more to the higher self, to the higher mind that we're all connected to. And now you're allowing this higher mind to embody you, to become you, so that you may create through it, right? And this has enlivened you, and it's sparked you with this new passion, this new sense of awareness. This is what I want to be doing with my life. This is who I want to be now. And this is what I want to show others. And now it's time for you to really get down with it and start understanding that there is a science and there is a discipline behind getting that done, and it's not just all out in the air, and it's not just pure luck. Synchronicity is the love language of the universe. When things happen in connection, in a reaction, this is the design of our Creator. This is how our Creator speaks and thinks. It is very systematic, and it's based on universal law. You look up the Hermetic laws of the universe. This is what's coming up for me. There are 7 laws, and I think they would help you understand the universal laws that govern everything a little bit more. The 7 Hermetic laws, just as a repeat. And the surrender that we're looking at here is surrender the habit of people pleasing. Dun dun dun. People pleasing. That's a big that drains our healthy boundaries a lot when we people please, when we just want to make sure that people are okay with us and like us, despite how we truly feel about the situation, or despite how we really want the situation to go. We just say, oh no, their feelings are more valid than ours. Their experience is more valuable than ours. I can self-sacrifice and I can just stay in the sidelines while I watch other people thrive. No, it's time for you to thrive. And the only way for you to thrive is to start putting up these healthy boundaries. And once you put up those healthy boundaries, all the energy that you've been given away is going to come back to you. And you can use all of that energy to fuel your enterprise. So this is the biggest thing right now. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Because when you try to make everyone else happy and not yourself, you don't have the joy, the true, genuine joy to give others to make them happy. You're giving them a sense of what you think is going to make them happy. And that connects you back to your personal mind rather than the higher mind that we're trying to connect with. All right, Gemini. Hope that was helpful. I know that was helpful. And with that, I bid you all farewell. We move to the balance, the Libra, the quick one, the intuitive one, the one who distills all experience into what is right and what is truly wrong for the soul, so that the soul can remain as light as a feather and as golden as gold, as pure as gold, I should say. As light as a feather and as pure as gold. This is what Libras do for people. Teaches them what is right and what is wrong. So let's see what you're working with right now, Libra. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very watery. We're very emotional. We're very emotional, and the Libra card has also come up. So these emotions are really going to help you sit with your truth and sit with yourself and with what you're meant to do here. And it's a beautiful spring of love that is starting to take over your life. But it's a love that comes from the self first. So you're reestablishing a connection with yourself. You're understanding that love starts in the heart and extends out to others, rather than trying to find love outside of yourself, right? This all comes hand in hand. So I'm going to start with the surrender card, and it says surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poison you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. And I think that this is very aligned, because you are surrendering your resentments. You are forgiving. And forgiveness, self-forgiveness first, is what allows us to forgive others and to forgive situations that have happened. Because at the end of the day, people aren't really aware of what they're doing. You might be aware, Libra. You might be aware of what they're doing. You might be aware of what you're doing, but they are not aware. They are operating subconsciously. They don't see the supposed harm that they inflict, but you see, because you know how to balance it out. So instead of living in that resentment, see it as an opportunity to teach. See it as an opportunity to help someone grow outside of their own shortcomings. And that will help you understand your shadows and your shortcomings too, because you are not excused from this either, right? We are both light and shadow, Libra. You should know this. The balance. How do we balance our light and our shadow, and how do we integrate that together? And this is the big journey for you here. So the first card that we have is Ace of Chalices. Another ace card. Beautiful. Brimming with emotion, brimming with unconditional love, new sense of emotions, new sense of belonging in this world, and wanting to share that joy and that happiness with other people through your genuine vulnerability. To be vulnerable, to share yourself, to share your fears, to share your love. This is what establishes true emotional and creative connection with others, because that is what inspires us. And you're doing this. You're tapping into the love that is inside of you, instead of trying to find love inside somebody else, or love inside a situation or a circumstance. It all starts in the heart center and radiates outward. Do some chest openers, chest exercises. This is further going to help you tap into that love center inside of your heart. And what this is really allowing, by tapping into this fountain of love that is inside of you, that is just screaming for your attention, finally saying, hey, you found me. Three of Chalices. It's allowing a lot of creativity to flow back into your life. Opportunities are coming up. Gatherings with old friends, with new friends. Making connections, strengthening bonds. Having enriching creative experiences that connect you further to the creator inside of you. Remember, we are all creators here, because we are created from the ultimate creator, which is our God. So to be like God is to create. So continue creating whatever it is that you do. It doesn't necessarily have to be something in the arts. Anything that you create outside of your own body that is tangible is a creation. Anything. And this includes connections with people, this includes food, cooking, this includes writing, anything. So that wellspring of love that you found inside of yourself, you forgiving yourself and moving on from certain situations, is really letting all that energy flow back into your life. It's allowing you to harmonize with people around you. It's allowing you to be more truthful so that you can find your true tribe. You can find the people who actually think like you and operate like you, and not necessarily think the same things as you, but at least see life the way you do, so that you can share each other's perspectives together and be open together and integrate. And this is really going to help you learn how to balance yourself and others. So continue on this path of surrendering the past pain. These pains, they're only part of the past, which is not really a thing, right? The past, present, and future are all present. There's no such thing as time. The past is merely our pain and our memories. The future, our hopes or our fears. So we have to make sure that we constantly surrender the pain of the past so that we don't repeat them in the future, and that we can finally see all of the opportunities that are just abundantly around us, waiting for us to grasp onto them with our passion and with our commitment to today, right? So continue allowing, and it's a painful process. It's painful to feel these emotions out. But the reason why these emotions feel painful is because that's how it felt when you first experienced them. And you, as the user of this body, has to constantly elevate those emotional frequencies up and up until they release from your body and get transmuted into their positive counterpart, and you become a beacon of love for everybody. And the Justice card. You will truly be in your element, Libra, coming or end of June, early July. You will be the mediator. You will be the diplomat. You will be able to discern what is right and what is wrong. All the energy will come back full circle, and you will be able to wield the sword of truth. Defend people with truth. Defend yourself with truth. And no longer be blindsided by causes of the past. You are truly going to be in the present. And it's a beautiful journey, Libra. So, just in summary, continue to forgive. Continue to tap into all of that love that is coming back because you are forgiving. You're letting past stale energy rise up to the surface and get transmuted. It's bringing a lot of creativity and a lot of harmony back into your life. You're beginning to see the good and see the love in other people. You're beginning to resonate with that again, and that's really allowing you to be your creative self too, and share what you need to share with the world, that God wants you to share with the world, for that is your purpose. The past is dying off and the future is being created, and you are really in your element. So continue doing what you're doing, Libra. It's working. Forgiveness is the first step, and everything else flows from that. Thank you, Libra. Off you go. Now we enter Aquarius. Future pioneers. Ahead of their time. Constantly trying to fit into this world that doesn't really feel or seem or taste right. But that's because you gotta make it right. We depend on you, Aquarius. We depend on you to dissolve power paradigms, to restore equality within all, under the eyes of our Creator. This is your responsibility, Aquarius. Don't wait for someone to lead you. You are the leader. Don't wait for someone to affirm you. You are affirmed because you think it and see it so. Why do I feel like it's only this one card? Which, again, is a lot to talk about. All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The general theme here is to move on and move forward. Yes. Now we're gonna pull a surrender card. Surrender oracle, something that you need to let go of or continue to let go of. Let's see what comes up for you, Aquarius. Okay, let's go with that one. Surrender low self-esteem. We were just talking about, right? Having the confidence to affirm yourself and to see your true visions and to live out your true visions because they are worthy. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. Remember, low self-esteem is just a result of living a life where people constantly devalue your words, devalue your actions, devalue your vision. But the reason why that happens is because God is trying to build up your emotional armor and your emotional resilience. You cannot depend on anybody to raise you up and to pick you up. You have to be your own source of support and authority. You have to be your own cheerleader here, Aquarius, and continue to do that. You're doing it slowly but surely, but continue on this path and know that there's always something to surrender until you are fully possessed by the Creator itself. So the journey here starts with, and you have already been doing this, is letting go of connections and relationships with people that are all about just being right and not about being truthful, right? Most of the times when we have arguments with people, when we have discussions with people, we just want to be heard and the other person just wants to be heard. Chances are both people are right, but they're not able to see eye to eye because they are so justified in how they feel, okay? So you have surrendered the need to continue perpetuating these relationships. These no longer serve you. You understand it is a waste of energy. It is recycled energy just moving back and forth constantly between two bodies, not able to be released out into the world. And you're starting to prioritize the beauty in life. You're starting to prioritize the things that inspire you, the things that make you feel good, the things that move you. And this is helping you move forward in life. And it's helping you also reprioritize. It's making you wonder and think, what is my life? What am I doing? What are the things that I'm doing right now that I'm just doing out of habit and familiarity and that are not really feeding me or giving me the energy that I need, right? A lot of the times we go into habits because they are positive. When we come into them, they help us move into the next stage. But we have to learn how to also let go of certain habits that are no longer suited for us, that are no longer working for us. So it's time to look at that, right? It's time to look at the cups in your life that aren't full and to remember how to fill them up again. And this comes with a new sense of emotional connection. You have to shift things up a little bit, make things interesting, do different things, shake up your routine, take a different class, something that you're curious about, read a different book, one that you're not usually drawn to. Just be creative and be curious, and just go with your gut. Go with anything that inspires you. Go with anything that makes you feel good, and understand that there is something there for you. Don't just discount or deny an experience that comes your way because you assume that there's nothing there for you. Don't make that assumption. God brings these experiences to you because there is something to gain from them. They are bridges towards a new life and a new way of being. So anything that inspires you, anything that lights up your heart, that lights up your mind, go for it, Aquarius. It is for you. If you are bored, just understand that it is a lack of connection with the current things that are around you, whether that be people, situations, habits. You gotta change it up. You gotta allow yourself to be more limitless. You are not limited to a certain way of being. You are as complex as the creator. You are multidimensional, multi-layered, and multi-intelligent, if that's a word. And your intelligence encompasses so many aspects in life, and not just the few that you've chosen to identify yourself with. There's a lot out there for you to do. And all of this is leading you to be a very active member in healing yourself and healing your emotions and allowing them to move forward, okay? The King of Chalices comes up. Very nurturing, very loving, but you have to give that nurturing and your loving to yourself first to be able to teach others and to show others how to get out of their own emotional rut. All right? Now, whether this is a person in your life that you found that is helping guide you and is helping you see your emotions in a different light and is helping you understand them and love them and forgive them, that's beautiful. Keep on listening to this person. This person who just comes from a place of joy, celebration, fun, bringing people and things together, allowing connections to be made. Keep on learning from this person, but then also understand the reason why you resonate with such persons is because you yourself are that person too, and you're looking to find that within yourself. Remember, all people are projections of you. We are all fragments of the same universal brain. And whatever you recognize in somebody, whatever divine qualities you see in somebody, you're craving within yourself. So don't just see that as the end. See that as the beginning for you to rediscover that within yourself. It's a beautiful journey here. You've let go of the fight in your mind, and therefore you've let go of the fight in reality. And this is allowing you now to really pursue your emotions, your inspirations, your goals, your dreams. It's allowing you to fantasize. And it's making you become a very active member in your community in terms of having fun, in terms of injecting people with good energy, in terms of being joyful and present. So keep doing what you're doing, Aquarius. It's really helping stabilize a new paradigm. It's really helping stabilize a new foundation for all others to follow suit. It's a beautiful journey. And with that, thank you all for joining. We'll see you next month again when we look into the energies of early to mid-July. It is the full moon tonight, so really take that in if you're watching this tonight. If not, if you're watching this a little bit later, understand that the energies of the full moon sort of encompass the next few days after it too. So just take the time to always meditate, to always connect with your inner world, to connect with the subtle energies around, and this will really help guide you forward. Remember, God places these planetary objects all around us, not just for prettiness, not just for show, but they all vibrate and they all emit a spiritual frequency to help us further ourselves and our spiritual evolution. Thank you all so much for joining, and until next week.